everybody, welcome to the United Stand. It's not the United Stand, he's done it again. He's a bloody prat. Every bloody time. Well, it's not every time, actually. I've been quite good. But I have got it wrong. We're not on the United Stand. We are on That's Football for Arsenal against Spurs in the North London derby. So it is, sir. Top of the morning to y'all. That's what we're here for today. We're here for the top of the morning. Well, it's not the top of the morning. It's 4 o'clock. On a Sunday afternoon, it's Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mums. We've all got one. I think that is something you probably safely can say. We've all got a mother. You might not know them, in which case, my condolences. You might not want to know them. You might never have known them. They might not have wanted to know you. You might have a great relationship with your mother, but the reality is we've all got one. We just might not know who they are. I don't think there is any evidence of somebody not coming from a woman's egg. But anyway, it's happy. Well, we went off on a tangent there straight away, didn't we? But I had 2 boiled eggs yesterday, actually. But anyway, let's get on with the show. We are live. It is the North London derby, and it is Arsenal against Spurs in what effectively is about it's about. Well, I don't really know what it is about. What is it about? It's about the North London derby, of course. That's what we're here for. But it's about who's the best. Who's the best team in North London? I mean, really, that's what it's all about. Because there is absolutely not a chance that Arsenal are going to get top 4 football, is there? I think for Spurs there is a chance, and I suppose if Arsenal were to beat them, they could say, well, we've stopped Spurs getting into the top 4, which I think they do. I mean, if you look at Spurs in the league, they've got 45 points. Leicester have just beaten Sheffield United 5-0. Fantastic result for Leicester. Maybe we're sleeping on Leicester again. But they're up to second place with 56 points. If United were to win tonight, they'd go to 57 points. So if Spurs were to lose today, they'd effectively be, they'd be like 11 points and 12 points off 3rd and 4th. And their only chance would be Chelsea, who are on 6 points ahead of them, but then they have got a game in hand. So it's not necessarily over for Spurs if they lose, but if they win, very good for them. In relation to Arsenal, forget about it. You're not going to get top 4. Even if you win today, you only go up to 41 points, which is what Villa have got. You could go joint 9th with Villa, but yeah, they're not going to get top 4. I think for Arsenal, it's about how high can they finish. They could, I think, still catch up with, as I said, Aston Villa and Everton. So they could end up getting 8th again, which is just, levelling off from last year, I suppose. But Europa League is where it's at for Arsenal and Spurs. But let's go through some of the team news. Manchester United versus West Ham on the United Stand after this, by the way. My thumbnail is absolutely fine, Zach. So I don't know. Change your face, because my thumbnail is absolutely fine. It says exactly what it says on the tin. So I don't know what people have got a problem with the thumbnail, but I've got Arsenal player and I've got a Spurs player as well. So I don't know what your problem is with that, to be honest with you. But mine's absolutely fine. So unlucky for you. Oh God, I'll tell you what I've got a problem with though. A bloody problem with my stream again. I've had it all day. Anyway, team news. Leno in goal. Cedric right back. David Luiz. Gabriel's back in. Dreams can come true. Tierney at left back. Partey and Xhaka. Xhaka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Lacazette. So Aubameyang drops down to the bench. Don't know what that's all about. Pepe's on the bench as well. Maybe he's got an eye on Thursday night. Maybe has an eye on last Thursday night. I think that's a very important thing to say, actually. There's a lot of football being played by these teams at the moment. So maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know. Maybe somebody can add us some clarity on that one. But I would say that that's probably the reason that there is a bit of a change in the team. As for the Spurs side, Lloris, Doherty, Sanchez, Alderweireld, Reguilon. I think that's their best back 4. And Dembele and Højbjerg. I think that's their best midfield 2. Bale, Lucas Moura, Son and Kane. I think that's Spurs' best team. I think it's a strong team. I think it's better than it has been for a long, long time. I've found them quite difficult to keep an eye on. So, yeah, I think that they're more easy on the eye now, Spurs, and they just suddenly look like the team I thought they were going to be at the start of the season. I genuinely thought he was going to put Bale in the team with Son and Kane. I thought he would use Ndombele in a deeper role to provide creativity from deep, and I thought he would use Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez instead of putting Eric Dyer there with Doherty and Reguilon as the fullbacks. I can't help thinking, would Ollie had dropped Aubameyang for their biggest game of the season, disciplinary or not, says Nick P. Mark, you have a Leeds player and a Chelsea player as your thumbnail. I don't, Paul. I don't. You know, you might want to update your cache or something like that because it's not on mine. So let's move on. It might be a YouTube cache thing, but it's not. It's definitely not in mine, and it's definitely not on my phone either. And for some people, I couldn't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Disciplinary issues is why he's out, Mark, says Alman. I wonder what he's done. I wonder what he has done. I don't know. Aurier is better than Doherty, says Kieran Shield. Well, it's all open. It's all open to discussion. Okay, let me just get rid of that. How are you, Mark? Says Sam. I'm good. And who will win the game? My score prediction, I actually think Spurs are going to win it. Really strong team from Spurs. I fancy them for the win. What's your score predictions, everybody? Oh, what have I just done there? You bloody prat. I've got AS Monaco on the telly. I don't know why that's on either. Sorry, but you're going off. This is probably the first 2 minutes of French football I've actually watched this season, and I'm sorry, I'm not continuing with it. I've got no interest in your French football, to be honest. I'm not being Frenchist. I just don't like League One French football. I find it very boring. There we go. Right, back to the live chat anyway. Lots of people going with the Spurs win. I mean, look, what I would say in defence of Arsenal, I don't know whether I'm going to go with the Spurs win. I've got a feeling it might be a score draw, like a 2-2 or something like that, because it's an NLD. It's a derby. It's an NL derby. It's a North London derby. It's an N London derby. It's a North London derby. So, yeah, I think that's a bit like Manchester United last week. A lot of people were like, Man City are going to win, Man City are going to win. I think you go into these games and you have different opportunities because players will be up for it. And I can't see Spurs smashing Arsenal. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think Spurs have got the stronger team, and I think Spurs have got the bigger motivation. If I was Jose Mourinho, I would be saying to my players, look at that league table, you can get top 4. If you win today, you go 3 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand. Like, Everton have lost their last 2, Liverpool are bloody miles off. There's a real opportunity to get into the top 4, but you've got to close the gap. I mean, I've said all season that I think Leicester will bottle it, but bottle it for what? Like, they've won today. They have got some difficult fixtures, Leicester, but they're well on their way for 60 points already. If somebody like Everton, Spurs, West Ham, maybe Liverpool, if one of those four, if none of those 4 teams actually put on a charge to get top 4, then the top 4 will be as it is. It will be Manchester City, it will be Manchester United, it will be Leicester, and it will be Chelsea. One of West Ham, Everton, Spurs, Liverpool have got to find a run of games. Otherwise, it's not going to happen for them. So, I mean, look, from a Manchester United point of view, I probably would like a draw today because I don't really want one of those teams. Like, we're playing West Ham tonight. We've got a massive opportunity ourselves to kill that off. But I don't want one of those teams to come through. Do you play Rocket League? And I do. You can give me a follow on Twitch. I've dropped the link in the video description. I was playing a bit today, actually, but I was playing on Twitch last night, a bit of Fall Guys and stuff, so I will be doing about that. Would you take Ben White at United? No, I wouldn't. Thoughts on Bellerin? I'd love to know what people have got to say about the Aubameyang situation, because I'm not aware of what the disciplinary situation is with that, and I'm sure other people aren't as well. So if anybody knows in the live comments what the disciplinary issues are with Aubameyang, because it is a big game for Arsenal, but I've got to say, I sort of agree with Arteta in maybe. I mean, look, if there is a disciplinary issue, there's a disciplinary issue. You know, that's the situation. But I also think that their priority has to be that on Thursday night. And I know that people will say, oh, look at him, he's taking the piss out of Arsenal again. But I'm not. Arsenal's situation, I mean, Zane says, come on, smash them. Thanks for the super chat, Zane. Arsenal's situation is that their priority does need to be Thursday night football because that's their best chance. Would you take Mark Aubameyang, Hitman? Like lots of people are saying stuff now, so we're not going to get a truthful answer. He missed the coach or something. Yeah, there's lots of rumours that he punched Cedric, that he was hanging around in the dressing room with what's his name? Saliba, literally hanging about. Would you play Rashford today? Says Kishan. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. You called Iheanacho bad last week. What's your thoughts, Mark? I think he's shit. Yeah. I imagine he scored some goals today. I mean, I don't do flip flop. I mean, it's hilarious. People call me a flip flop fan. I don't do flip flop. Not Harry Maguire. I do like Harry Maguire. Scott McTominay and Fred might play. Hopefully, will play brilliant tonight. Everyone will go, oh, they're fine. I don't live my life game to game as a football fan. I've been watching football for over 30 years. I have an opinion and I stick with opinion. And if it's going to change, if my opinion is going to change, there needs to be consistency. I don't care if Iheanacho scored all 5 goals. I still think he's shit. If he goes and scores a few goals for the next 2 months, then I might change my opinion. But I'm not changing it on one game. I still think McTominay and Fred are shit midfielders. If they have a good game today, I'm not going to change my mind. I'll just be glad that they got as a result. So I couldn't give a toss if he's had a good game. I mean, do people genuinely do that? Do they change their opinion from game to game? I just don't do that. I don't do that. I think football's about consistency. I don't think Gareth Bale's a success at Spurs yet, talking about this game. I think Gareth Bale recently looks a lot better. He needs to do it now, between now and the end of the season. That's what they're paying for, isn't it? So, yeah. In the dressing room, Mark, favourite player from Arsenal and Spurs, both, says, right, well, if I could take one player from each of those teams, what would you take? And I don't know it depends what team you support, really. But for Manchester United, what 2 players would I take? I tell you what, from Arsenal, you know what? I'd probably take Xhaka. I like him. I'd be tempted to take Partey, but he's not really impressed me in the Premier League. I was very impressed with him at Atletico Madrid. He's not really impressed me in the Premier League yet. So I'd probably take Saka. I like him. And from Spurs, it would be really difficult because it's going to be Kane or Son. And I'm a massive fan of Son, but I'd probably go Harry Kane because Son plays where Rashford plays. And I'm not saying that Rashford's better, but I wouldn't give up Rashford. So it's Saka. Yeah, I'd take Saka, sorry. I'd be more than happy with Saka or Raphinho at Manchester United, to be honest with you. Højbjerg is a good one, Callum H2. You know what? Actually, he's a very good signing. Very, very good signing. What do you think about Barcelona's condition is going to be sorted with Laporta coming in? Well, I don't know. What I would say about Real Madrid and Barcelona is that they are shit at the moment in relation to where they should be. Many people get their knickers in a twist about this, but Real Madrid and Barcelona are miles away from where they need to be. But I'll guarantee you this, they'll find a way to get back where they need to be quicker than Man United will. United have been in the wilderness for 8 years. You know, they've built a hotel in the wilderness. They're that used to it. But, in the Manchester United hotel in the wilderness, Barcelona and Real Madrid are there. But it'll be a short-term stay. They won't be emigrating to the wilderness. They'll be moving out very, very quickly because whether they're in debt or not, they'll find a way out. I'm a massive fan of Raphinho, Mitch, really am. Who do you think is finishing 5th? Says Rayan. Well, I think that I'm doing Man United versus West Ham tonight on the United Stand to watch along, right? But I said this morning, I'm going to stand by it. If Manchester United beat West Ham today, I think Manchester United have basically got top 4 on lockdown because we'd go up to 57 points with 29 games played, which is the same amount of games as Chelsea and Leicester. We'd be 6 points clear of Chelsea. We would be 9 points ahead of West Ham. All right, they've got a game in hand, but 9 points is huge for a team like West Ham to have to make. We'd be more than that. We'd be 11 points ahead of Everton. and probably this 9 points ahead of Spurs as well, also a game in hand. I don't think Manchester United would lose that big of a gap. People would say, well, what about Leicester then? Because they're in a strong position. The reality is, if Man United win tonight, we've played 29 games, we've got 57 points, and we're only 8 points off our total last year with 9 games to go. So, I think United have got to be looking at 70-something points. That gets you top 4. So, yeah, I think it's a massive game for Manchester United. It's a massive game for West Ham as well. But this is where Tottenham come in, because this is a big game for Tottenham. I nearly called them Waspum. Imagine that. Why is there not a place called Waspum? Why did nobody ever think about calling a place called Waspum? I think it sounds really good, Waspum. I think that'd be a great name for a town. If you're going to build a new town anywhere, Waspum. Sounds very, very good. But look, Tottenham have got a very good goal difference. They've got plus 18. So if they can get back into the mix, as I said, the thing that stuns me about Tottenham is, and I don't know what everybody else thinks, but what really stuns me about Tottenham, I can think of at least 10 points they shouldn't have dropped this season. I mean, this is a team that's lost to Liverpool twice. I mean, who does that these days? But they've lost to Liverpool twice. At least 4 games I can think where they should have won, and they sat back and ended up drawing Palace, Newcastle, West Ham. I mean, that's 6 points straight away. They should have won all those games. So that's 6 points they've dropped straight away. There are others. There's games they've lost, like Brighton and things like that. So I can think of a lot of points that Spurs have dropped, and Arsenal fans could say the same, but to be honest with you, I can't think of many games that Arsenal should have won. I've watched a lot of games where Spurs should have won and they didn't. So, yeah, I mean, look, Spurs have got a chance to get back into it. I think Mourinho will go for it tonight. And I think that in the context of Arsenal have got to go for the Europa League because they ain't getting top 4. So they've got to try and win the Europa League. They're out the FA Cup. That's all they've got left. Spurs are out the FA Cup. They've got the Europa League and they've got top 4. For Mourinho, he's also got the Carabao Cup as well. But this game is more important to Spurs to win than it is for Arsenal in relation to, Spurs could get top 4. This is important for Arsenal to win because it's a North London derby. And there's a lot attached to that. But I'm very excited to see Bale. Tiernan says, do you think Bale's going to score? Josh Mills says, I'm going for a Bale hat-trick. I'm excited to watch Gareth Bale tonight. You know what? I sort of gave up on Spurs. I actually like Spurs. I think they're an inoffensive side. And I do like Jose Mourinho. Look, I was very, very pleased when he got sacked at Manchester United because he was done. And I personally think he's done as a manager at the top level. But what I will commend him on, and we'll find out today, because some people feel that they've just had easy games to play, is that this Eric Dyer shit, this Winks and Højbjerg, or Sissoko and Højbjerg, and then Lamela in the front 3, it's just very defensive crap. He's now going for it on the front page. So, that front 4 is exciting. Mora, Bale, Son, Kane. You've then got Ndombele with Højbjerg. You've got a proper centre-back pairing that's not got Eric Dyer in it. You've got Reguilon at left-back now. I think it's a more attacking Spurs side. And it feels to me like Mourinho has almost decided, look, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my job if I don't actually go more on the front foot. Roman says, can you shout out my mate Paddy? Shout out to Paddy. But yes, I think that it's important for Spurs, and I'm excited to see what they're like now. But both these teams can't win the Europa League, so one of their seasons is not going to be that good, is it? They can't both win the Europa League. That teddy bear says I'm shaking. I did enjoy the Jack Mate podcast, Spitfire, yeah. Hopefully, he's a West Ham fan though, isn't he? So hopefully he will be not happy tonight, and we will be. I think it'll be a draw with United and West Ham, but if we can win it. Do I think Rashford's going to start? I don't know whether he'll start. He's in the squad. There's no Martial, there's no Pogba, there's no Cavani, there's no Van der Beek, there's no Mata. So, we're going to be starting with people like Greenwood and James. Will he start Rashford? I can't think that Rashford's actually fit, to be honest. So, look, we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're talking about the North London derby here. But I'm going to go 2-2. Seen some cracking North London derbies over the year, but I think like last year, it's a bit of a derby that's just not the level. Both these clubs should be in a better situation than they are, and I think we can all agree with that. Arsenal and Spurs should be higher than they are, and categorically yes. Thanks, Shah. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. You're all very, very welcome. That's football. FIFA Career Mode's back tomorrow at about 3:45. But you're all very, very welcome. We're doing Wolves versus Liverpool tomorrow night as well at 8 o'clock. We're doing Chelsea Atletico Madrid on Wednesday as well. So that's the other watch-alongs for the week. So you're very, very welcome. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Ahmed says, Lacazette is going to hold up the play and return to Odegaard, and he will play good balls to Saka. Trust me, says Ahmed. And do you have Spurs in your Fantasy Premier League team, says Burko. I haven't looked at my Fantasy Premier League team in about 3 months. Do I think Barcelona are going to get Haaland, says Zigzag. Watch out for Chelsea on that one. Yeah, definitely. Carl Boardman says, you eat your cheese today, mate. Don't know what you're talking about. And, hi, Mark. I have steak for dinner. How should I cook it, says Sam P. Well, cook it how you want it. Do you want it well done? Do you want it rare? Do you want it medium rare? I always have mine medium rare. If you had to pick, Mark, who do you want to win, says Lauren. If I had to pick, I'm going to throw that back because that's a difficult question. If I had to pick who I wanted to win, honestly, with my heart, I know what my heart's saying. People aren't going to agree, but for me, it's Tottenham because I prefer Tottenham to Arsenal. But in the context of the league, for Manchester United, the better win is Arsenal because Arsenal are not catching Man United, but Spurs potentially could. So realistically, I would want an Arsenal win in the context of the season, but in relation to which team I prefer Spurs to Arsenal. I always have. And that's because of probably the historic rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's a win-win situation for me as a Man United fan because a draw is the best result for us. An Arsenal win puts Spurs out of the top 4 race. That's another one out. And a Spurs win, well, it just means Arsenal lose, which can't be bad. So there you go. Hello, Mark from USA. Come on, you Gunners. I think a 2-1 win, says Juan. I mean, I'm happy with any result today, really. I suppose there you go. IDK says it's going to be an easy win for Spurs. Sing Champagne Supernova. I'm in a focused mood, JJ, today. I don't think I'm in a singing mood, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. What are you going to cook next, says Smazzy. Well, I was speaking about this yesterday. Some people said steak, Chinese takeaway, KFC, fajitas is a good one as well. And then some people said desserts. I mean, look, I've just done a cooked breakfast on Cooking with Goldbridge. I like to cook the classics. I like to do things that people can make themselves. We've done a lot of things, so if anyone's got any ideas, you can chuck them in. I'll have a look. I just want a good game, says Frank Carville. Well, the players are coming out. We're only 5 minutes to kick off. It's flown by that 20 minutes, so thanks everyone for tuning in. You could cook meth, says Frisco. And Taz says, can I get a shout out from my Luke, from my mate Luke? There you go. 5 minutes till kick-off, Mark, says Ev. So yes, let's get the old timer ready to go as well. It's a cracking game, though, today. I mean, I'll give this game the respect it deserves. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's a mid-table battle. And look, I'll take the piss with the best. I love to take the piss out of anybody. I don't like the piss to be taken out of me or my club, but it's all part of the banter. It's all part of the fun. And I can take the piss and say that this is a mid-table battle. I mean, realistically, it's not a joke. I think even Arsenal fans, I've been calling Arsenal mid-table matters for about a year now. And some Arsenal fans used to get wound up. They don't now, because that's where you are. You've been mid-table most of the season. You finished 8th last year. Arsenal fans know the reality. What intelligent Arsenal fans are doing is they're hoping that they're building something, and that they're building a future. And maybe they are. Big up for your graphics designer on the channel, says Irfan. Yeah, big shout out, Drawty Devil. I tell you what, watch the United stand tonight. We've got something brand new that's really exciting that we can't wait to show you on that. And maybe it'll come to That's Football at some point. We're sort of down the line, but yeah, looking forward to that. But look. Arsenal are a mid-table team. Spurs have had a very inconsistent season. Arsenal and Spurs are nowhere near where they should be. But look, whether it's a mid-table battle or not, it's a bit like Manchester United playing Manchester City, isn't it? You don't have to be fighting for the title for a North London derby to be good. Hi Mark, good old fish and chips or Sunday roast. I've done fish and chips, OS. Can you call Luke a prat? Says S. Can you say hello to Luke? Can you say Luke's a prat? Chili cheese dogs. What's your game OTS with and without United? I don't know what that means, Aaron. I feel stupid. London is claret and blue, says Keevan. Well, at the moment it is. I mean, actually, you know, at the moment it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong. I have to be honest with you. You're not wrong. I don't know why I go Irish there, but... please smash a like on the video, by the way. Give us a subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 350k, and we're on the road to kickoff here. Excited. I do like doing That's Football watch-alongs because the gap between kickoff is so small that you literally start and then you're up and running, whereas on the United stand it's just chatting about the team. Oh, should he have done this? Should he have done that? It feels like a marathon before the game's kicked off. But I'm just going to stand up here, not because I don't know what this standing up for. Oh, get a stretch in. Always have a good stretch before a kick-off. Gets everything moving. Get your body moving. Get your body grooving. Coming up a 5 when he comes your way. Who's the ref? It's Michael Oliver. He loves himself. Yeah, Michael Oliver, the ref, look. He absolutely bloody loves himself. He gets up in the morning, he does his hair, and then he's there. Look, oh, Michael, you look brilliant today. 2 red cards today. Back papers tomorrow. It's all about you, Michael. He absolutely loves himself, Michael Oliver. Aubameyang don't look very happy. If anybody knows why, let us know. But apparently disciplinary issues for Aubameyang. Got no idea what those are. But it's a dangerous game for Arteta. Do Arsenal fans are a funny breed, as we know. But if they were to lose this game, Arteta is right, always right. The manager's always right. If there's been a disciplinary issue, you're right to put your foot down. But football fans are fickle. And if they lose this game, they'll be like, oh, Aubameyang over Arteta. I mean, Aubameyang only didn't leave Arsenal because he couldn't get any decent money anywhere else. But, you know, fans will back players over managers, as I've seen at my football club. Off we go. Odegaard kicks it off. Shamoni. I'll tell you what, I've done it again. I've forgotten to do the timer. Let's go. Oh, God, I'm miles behind on the timer there. Let me just sort that out again. I say stop. Collaborating. Listen, Ice is back with a brand new adventure. Something got a hold of me tightly. Come on then. Bang. There we go. We're up and running. Hi Mark, can you wish my mate Kane a happy birthday from the boys? You're his idol. He's 26 and we're all hoping he builds up his confidence to talk to Gina, says Curtis Brooks. You know what? I already know that's going to burn him. I need to get one of these bloody cameo things, don't I? So people can just pay me to say happy birthday or ridicule. But actually, I think if I did do a cameo, people would probably, if anybody did ask me to do anything, they'd probably do say, can you say such and just as a prat? That's all I would get, I think. It's a bit like that guy off In-Betweeners. He's got a cameo page. He makes bloody loads of money out of it, apparently. But all it is can you say bus wanker to such and such? Good cross from Arsenal there. It's gone for a throw-in. Mark, surely you're expecting a United win tonight, says Imran. I actually am. Yeah. I'm in the minority here. I'm actually a United fan that's feeling positive about tonight and thinking we're going to win. So there you go. Gina, who's Gina? Is it Gina G? Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. Remember Gina G? God, 90s music was shit. Apart from Britpop and Oasis, all the pop music was rubbish. Can you make a show with Jay and Ricky, says DK. A lot of people asking about this. I'm sure we can... let me write this down because I think it would work. I fancy Spurs winning, says Nicola. I'm gone 2-2. I think on paper people think, yeah, Spurs are going to win this, but it's a derby. You just don't know. And who in between his film is overdue, says Carl. I think they're all too old now, aren't they? What's your worst song ever? Right, I don't even hesitate on this. B-52's Love Shack. I bloody hate it. If you see a pocket sign at the side of the road, it says 15 miles to the Love Shack. I hate it. Get off. I feel like kicking myself out. Do your Sean Dyche impression, says Raphael. I might do it in a bit. I've got about 7 hours of streaming. Well, not 7 actually. About 5 hours of streaming ahead of me. I'm doing 2 matches back to back tonight, so I don't want to mess my voice up early doing Sean Dyche. Big week for Manchester United, 21st incoming. Very excited about it. Anyway, Arsenal have got a free kick here that they can just whip into the box. Odegaard, headed away by Davinson Sanchez. I'm so glad that Mourinho has got rid of Eric Dyer at the back, by the way. I mean, Dyer by name, Dyer by nature. He's crap at centre-back. And I never really understood what that was all about. Do you think Alex Telles would work at left midfield? You've been reading my tweets, Ewan Black. I don't understand why we wouldn't do that. I tweeted it out today. I mean, I nicked it off somebody else, but the Love Shack is a little love place where, says Cujo. See, people love Love Shack. I hate it. I dread it coming on in a pub or anything like that. Mark, what would you prefer, Sancho or any centre-back, says Imran? I think we need a centre-back, don't we? How can you say 22,000 hip-hop was bad? Maroon 5, Eminem and Rihanna. I didn't say 2000, John Smith. I said the 90s. Game idea, everyone name your most hated song, says Mike Kennedy. Well, they'll get it now. Any team news for United, Mark, says Simon. No, I mean, I think it will be pretty predictable. I think it will be Maguire and Lindelof, McFred, Bruno, Greenwood, James, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Henderson. The only position that's in question is whether Rashford starts or Diallo starts, or if he did go for something shocking. I said 90s pop music. I don't think Tupac was pop music, was he? I do like cornflakes. I haven't eaten them in ages, Reese. So Arsenal actually started off quite well in the first 5 minutes. Good on the ball, moving it about, shake it all about. Mr. Brightside is crap, says someone. Jose having attacking front four plus Ndebele. Am I drunk or has he actually done that? Says Sharath Kamath. Well, I was talking about this, Sharath. He's actually changed his approach, hasn't he? He has changed his approach. Yeah. He judges your father. He does look old, doesn't he? But he's not that old. Newcastle career mode's back tomorrow afternoon, L2, and I have fixed Rocket League yet, but obviously I can't do any game streaming today. Game streaming. I didn't say the other word that people thought I said. Lacazette with the cross. Arsenal started off very well here. Lots of tenacity, lots of effort, keeping Spurs penned in. What is the Bamford injury, Harry? I didn't know. I mean, it's irrelevant, really, isn't it? I mean, it's unfortunate for Leeds and it's unfortunate for Bamford, but he is not. Leeds are not going to get promoted. I mean, they're not going to win the title. They're not going to get into Europe. They're not going to get relegated, and they're not going to win a trophy. So, you know, from Leeds' point of view, Bamford is a bit of a loss, but he's not. Their season is. They're nearly on the beach, Leeds, aren't they? How could I've never understood that with glasses. You spend ages cleaning them, and then you put them back on, and they're still got dirt on them. I hate wearing glasses. It's still bloody done it. Oh my god, they're disgusting. They're just steamed up. Cleaning glasses with Goldbridge. That could be a good video. Someone should clip this. Oh my god. It's got something on it. Where's the other one? That is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You can't see out of glasses if they've got marks on them. Bloody hell. I've never had glasses like this before. Spurs got the ball with Harry Kane. Nice switch of the play by Kane. Out to Doherty. Takes it down. He's going to whip across in here. It's a terrible attempt. Gareth Bale's got it. Nice turn by Bale. Nice cross by Bale. Leno gets his catching hands on it. Well done. There we go. That's better. That's crystal. A couple of super chats as well. Mark, is it only me that don't rate Saka that highly? He has fantastic delivery, yes, but is he really a £130 million player? No, Tarek, I don't think he's that. I mean, look, I think the problem is if you have a young player coming through at your club, you do overhype them because I get that, I understand that. Tyrese Palmer, massive. If you know, you know. Tyrese Palmer. If you don't know, you're not in the cool gang. If you don't know who Tyrese Palmer is, you're not in the cool gang. But I think Saka is a player that's going to get better and better. I think he's got the potential in 2-3 years' time to be a very, very good player. But he's not there yet. 9 million a season for Ollie offered in March to a manager who hasn't yet won a trophy. What are we doing? Our overheads are a disgrace, says Alex Prentice. And also, Sam Allen says, hi Mark, love the channel. If you have to take a player from Arsenal and Spurs to come to United, who are your two players? I did it a few minutes ago, actually. Wait a minute, left-hand side, Tierney takes a look. It's a good cross. Alderweireld gets rid of it. It would be Saka from Arsenal and Kane from Spurs, but Bale's hurt his foot here. He's coming back on. Arsenal definitely started off the better side here. Thanks, Mahan. I mean, look, you know what? When you look at that Spurs team on paper, I think it finally looks like a team. I mean, it's a top four side. It's not because they're not in the top four, but you look at that Spurs side. Reguilon, Doherty, Alderweireld, Sanchez, Ndombele, Højbjerg, Moura, Son, Kane, Bale. That is a top four side. And, you know, maybe that's what's happening now. I do know who the sidemen are, Spitfire. I think everybody knows who they are. And I would do a collab with them, but you have to be asked by people like that. They are a star. How long before Kane starts doing his cheating back lean tricks, says Kev Man? Probably about as long as Lacazette starts diving. You know, they're not allowed to reveal it, but Lacazette has got a huge sponsorship deal with Speedo. Apparently, he wears a pair of Speedos underneath his shorts. Here's a corner for Arsenal. Cross comes in. Moura doesn't really get hold of it, but they do clear it second time. Oh, I watched the film last night. Trial of the Chicago 7. I got recommended on the watch along yesterday to watch it. I enjoyed it. It was a good film. Bit of courtroom drama. It was good. Good. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. Trial of the Chicago 7. Good film. Always good when you get recommendations from the live chat. John Thompson says, if you had to choose between Greenwood and Saka for the next 10 years, who are you taking? Mason Greenwood, because I know more about him. He's a Manchester United lad. I think he can be anything he wants to be. And basically, I wouldn't swap him for Saka. I mean, I do like Saka. I've said it before. But edge of the box, Xhaka, little dink. And Saka will keep it in. I mean, he's a very good player, but I'm always going to go Greenwood. And Arsenal really have started off well here. They're putting lots of crosses into the box. Spurs clear another one, but they can't get out their half at the moment. I mean, let's not forget it is at the Emirates, and I'm baffled as to whether there is a psychological advantage because it's the ground of the team and whether players do adapt like that. I don't know. It's a weird one, but it certainly feels like Arsenal are the home team, and they are, but there aren't fans there, are there? Do I think Chelsea will stay in the top 4, Oxy? Yeah, I do. I do. Watch the Queen's Gambit, Mark, says Trepid. I'll give that a write down. I'm watching a very good series at the moment. The Terror. I basically finished it, to be honest. What I'm watching tonight, Bloodlands on BBC One. That's been quite good. I think it's the last one, actually. I've watched The Crown's Aid. I've actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think it would be my cup of tea. Do you think Bridgerton's worth a watch, or is that a step too far? Have you seen Six Underground? If not, I would recommend it. It's a great film, says Jamie Hindle. A few people have recommended that to me, actually. I'm just going to Google it and see. Arsenal again on the ball here. They're just dominating the play. It's got a terrible rating. 37% on Rotten Tomatoes and 2 out of 5 on Empire. Lloris, bit of a mistake. Oh, Bale, good tackle. Could have been a shot there, but Lloris is back on goal. Odegaard, wide to Saka. He's in the box. There's plenty of options. Great start by Arsenal, this, but they're moving the ball around here. And it's a long shot in the end. Thanks for the super chat, Jamie, by the way. Mark, can you please say Leicester won't bottle top 4 and they are good because every time you jinx it. All right, Sheriff Math Fitness. All right, I've changed my mind on Leicester. I think they're absolutely nailed on to get top 4. But what I would say, Sheriff, I'm very good at predicting top 4 because in lockdown last year, United were nowhere near top 4. And I said, not only will United get top 4, but Leicester will bottle it and Man United will finish 3rd. And I was right. And everyone said, he's an idiot. He hasn't got a bloody clue. But I was right. So, I haven't really had I've not made my mind up yet what I'm going for as my top 4, but I think Man United and Chelsea are definites. It's the other spot. I can't see Chelsea dropping out the top 4. I think Tuchel's done a great job and got them organised. Here's Arsenal again. Shot by Odegaard. He's hit the bar. What a hit. No, it wasn't. It was Smith Rowe. What a hit by Smith Rowe. Deserves a goal, that. Lovely hit. He's hit the bar. Beckham-esque. Outside the box, got the whip on it, got the right height on it. Well, he didn't get the right height on it because he hit the bar. But it's Arsenal have started off really well here. You'd be a bit worried if you're a Spurs fan. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Hi, Mark. Would you consider coming to Chicago when you're able to make it, says Sam. Excellent. I'd love to come to Chicago. Ferguson wants all old players to run United, says Tariq. Lovely hit by Smith Rowe, wasn't it? Thames says good hit. Spurs are getting run ragged here, said Jamie, and he's absolutely right. It's not been a good start by Spurs at all. And I suppose this is the thing, isn't it? You know, you look at that Spurs team, looks very good. Is it playing good? And this is what I mean. It's a bit like I've said before. Spurs, at the moment, playing very much like somebody who... it's like going out for a meal on like one of them first date shows, isn't it? And Son's gone down injured here. Could be out. That could be top 4 gone for Spurs. Thoughts on Chris Wilder leaving Sheffield, says Lucas. I don't really know the full details about it really, but I think it is a concern, yes, for Wilder. I think he deserved better, but I think Son might be coming off here. But yeah. I don't know what he does, Son here. He's on a sprint. And yeah, he's pulled something on the sprint. Back of his knee by the look of it. They're like thoroughbred horses, aren't they? They're so at the top of their game. One little thing and it's off. But I think he might be all right, to be fair. Yeah, he's fine. He's walking fine. But yeah, Spurs a little bit at the moment. They're a bit like... Oh, no, it might be coming off. Lamela's warming up. Some bloke showing him his Football Manager career mode. Yeah, Son's off. Lamela's on. Big blow for that. Son's gone off Twitch, Twitch. Lamela comes on. I think that weakens Spurs. I think Lamela's shit. I mean, look, maybe he'll score a hat trick, but I don't rate Lamela. No. So that's a blow for Spurs. It's a blow for their top 4 hopes as well. Have you ever watched the film Fury on Netflix? A spectacle. Is that the one about the tanks? Yeah. Could be a hamstring, Omar. Look more like a knee, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I don't rate Lamela. So Lucas Moura will go to the left and Lamela will go central. Do not rate Lamela. Does anyone rate Lamela? I've seen Ozark's Aid. I don't know when the next series out, but I like it. Yeah, but Spurs before the Son injury, a little bit like going on a first date with a supermodel. Could be a man, and they look beautiful. I'm not talking about a man. I'm talking about a woman because I'm straight and I've got no problem with people who aren't. I've said this so many times. I'm just being diverse. So it's like going on a date with a supermodel. That can be a man, a woman, or whatever for you, and they look beautiful. But you get on the meal, you're in a nice restaurant, you're on the starter, whatever your favourite starter is, it's delicious. For me, it would be a lovely crisp lettuce with a Mary Rose sauce and prawn cocktail. And you start having a conversation. Do you like football? I don't even like sport. Have you ever watched The Departed? I don't like films. Do you like having a laugh? Not really. I've heard it can give me wrinkles. Get Out. I'm finished. But I'm beautiful. Yeah, well, don't judge a book by its cover. I've seen great book covers before and I've opened it up and it's boring. So, no. And I think Spurs are a little bit like that at the moment. They look very good on paper, but they are flattering to deceive. They're like the supermodel who doesn't like football. They don't like football. They're not playing good football. And Arsenal have started off the better side. And this is what I said. This is why I went for a draw, because I'm like, yeah, you look at the starting lineup and you think Spurs are going to win, but then you watch the game and you're like, well, Arsenal are the better team. There you go. Nicola says, I think Lamela's worse than Andreas Pereira. It's close. Do I think Bale will go back to Real Madrid, says Manas. I don't think he's got a chance of going back to Madrid. I don't think they want him to go back to Madrid. It's a funny one, Gareth Bale, because there's no doubt at one point he was one of the world's best players. Probably about 4 years ago, he was one of the world's best players. You don't just lose that. I just think he lost his love for the game. Great tackle there by Odegaard on Ndombele. Look at Lacazette. Speedos. I'm going to call him Speedo. I'm going to call Lacazette Speedo from now on. Arsenal fans will think I'm being complimentary about how quick he is. No. Speedos, they do swimming trunks for diving. Mark, after knowing you for a few years, I can wholeheartedly say you won't enjoy Bridgerton. Cheers, just wanted to save you time, says Daniel Luciano. But I did like The Crown, and I did like Downton Abbey, so that might shock you, Daniel. Hi Mark, can you say hi to my dad, James Robinson? He's been quite stressed recently as he's a teacher, and your videos get him through the day, so thanks, says Eddie Robinson. Big shout out to James. Teachers have it hard. Not as hard as nurses, but it's not a competition. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. Got nearly 9,000 watching, so please smash a like on the video, share the video. Would you rather have Mbappe or Haaland at United, says John? I get asked this all the bloody time. I just think it's like being offered two things you're never going to get. Hypothetical. But I'd take Mbappe anyway. Partey with a... it's just gone wide. Arsenal, definitely the team. Definitely the better team. Marcos says, anytime Lacazette gets the ball, all he's concerned about is going over. I think Lacazette should actually, before he goes out, I think he should pop down like the local shop, buy himself like 10 sponges, or just borrow them off the physio, right? And say, can I borrow those sponges and a roll of sellotape? Why? Well, I'm going to put some on my elbows and some on my knees because I'm always diving, so I may as well get some cushioning on my on my knees so I don't graze them. Hey Mark, I've done that one. Thank you very much. Can you say hello to my mum, Lana Rhodes, says Ryan. If it is your mum, she's very busy. And I think everyone calls her their mum, don't they? Would you like a whisper or an arrow, says Drew. I like an arrow. Here we go. Left-hand side. Cross comes in. Headed away by Davinson Sanchez. Picked up by Lamela. It's Bale. That goes for a throw-in. Red Baron says, the Premier League have a lot of rich owners that seem to use clubs for money laundering. Chelsea. Shouldn't we move a German system with the fans owning a percentage, says Red Baron. Well, can I just say that there is no evidence that any football club uses them for money laundering purposes, Red Baron. That is your opinion. But I do like the German system of owning football clubs, yeah, because it's way more fan-specific. To be honest with you, I like the Real Madrid and Barcelona system as well, where they have presidential elections, because you can get rid of somebody and the new person comes in and makes promises, don't they? So I think that's better than a lot of English clubs as well. Mark, it doesn't surprise me. Those are more quality, especially the Crown. Bridgerton, it's like a reality TV meets Jane Austen meets rubbish. Okay, yeah, I'm not sounding like that. Lamela or Dan James, says Dino. I mean, I don't dislike Dan James. I think he's a very limited player, but I like Dan James. I don't think he's good enough. But I've been impressed with Arsenal so far. Ooh, good chance. Lovely run by Smith Rowe. Lays it back to Lacazette, and he probably should do better there. But he's had a very good game, Smith Rowe. They'll be loving him from Arsenal here. On the far side, gets past his man, runs it to the touchline, cuts it back. Lacazette's got to score. Got to score. Lovely play by Smith Rowe again. And Lacazette puts it wide. I'll wind up some Arsenal fans. Arsenal definitely the better team so far. So apparently Aubameyang was late for a team meeting. And Jan Argafjordsov says that Tottenham late for the game. Are you going to watch Formula 1 this year? Also, rest in peace, Murray Walker, says Shadow. Yeah, the voice of racing for me. Shadow. Very sad. Can I just be honest? I'm not being disrespectful. I always will be honest. I actually, for some reason, I thought Murray Walker was already dead. I thought he died like 10 years ago. But same Dickie Bird, that umpire in cricket. I thought he was dead and he's not. So well done to him. And well done to Murray for not being dead for the last 10 years. But what an iconic voice. I grew up with Murray Walker. Not in his house, but like watching Formula 1, listening to his commentary. Nigel Mansell. Rubbish impression, but there you go. Chelsea says, what about having Odegaard on the right from Bruno? They will create magic together. Do you know why we haven't promoted any youth for our game today? Do you play FIFA on PS5 or what? Lots of questions there, Chelsea. I play PS4. What was the question? I don't know why we've not promoted up any youth. And on Odegaard, why not play Donny van der Beek on the right? Which is what I've been saying for a long time. What was that there? Mark, can you consider playing FIFA 21 player career mode with your name, Mark Goldbridge, says Eugene. I'm thinking about doing it on Twitch. Give me a follow on Twitch, actually. I'll put the link in the video description. I'm going to do some stuff like that. Goldbridge, why is Rashford so good? Love you, by the way. Can you do cooking with Goldbridge and make spicy paella? Says Hadder. Well, I've never had it. I can have a look at what it is. So half an hour gone. Very, very dull Spurs game. Very dull from Spurs. I mean, they've lost Son, but they'd lost him before the injury. They weren't getting him in the game at all. And considering this is a game that Spurs get more out of in relation to 3 points. Aubameyang commented on someone's Instagram live earlier, basically saying when he retires, save him some green stuff. Maybe that could be wise. His fearless offend. Oh, yeah, okay. And Ted Lowe, best commentator for sport, says Titch. EPL is only about money, no chance of major restructuring of ownership. Remember, project big picture, says Sebastian Bodry. It is all about money in the Premier League. And Mark, do you think your monarchy has a future after the Queen has died, says Little. I think it's as good as the monarch who's in place at that time. I mean, if you watch The Crown, they felt that when the Queen took over that would be the end of the monarchy, and it didn't. But I don't really have a problem with the monarchy. I think it's a nice thing to have, but you never know. Evolution, maybe people won't want it anymore. I would say the German and Spanish system is more democratic, whereas in England, yeah.
Oh my God, I fell over.
You've got hardly any. You're just walking around in your vest like Bruce Willis.
And I got that on my bottom.
Oh dear.
I can't feel one.
I would say the German and Spanish system is more democratic, whereas in England, with the Glazers and Mike Ashley, the fans don't get a say, says Red Baron. Yeah, Seb's just walked in. He's been out for a walk, and he's basically just wearing his vest because he loves Bruce Willis. No, he's got mud all over him. So I presume he's going in the shower. You should do a Crystal Palace career mode. So I've literally just started a Newcastle one, Charlie. So that's I'm enjoying the Newcastle one as well. So massive stream tomorrow. Man United. Could be a Monday madness or a Monday mayhem. Let Seb take over the channel. Maybe one day. Shabbat, I did watch the first episode of True Detective and I just couldn't get into it, but I don't think it's bad. It's not as bad as Spurs in this half. But as I said to people, I've watched about 8 episodes of The Sopranos and I gave it up about 4 years ago. I didn't think it was bad. I just couldn't get into it. Like, I'm into this. I was really into this series, The Terror, and I enjoyed The Crown. But you get a feel for things, don't you? I will revisit The Sopranos though, because everyone says what a great series it is, and it's definitely up my street. I do like all that gangster stuff. Zaid says no youth was promoted for Man United because they've got a lot of injuries as well. Well, Shoretire played for the youth on Friday night, didn't he, as well? And he's on the bench today. Spurs on the attack here at the moment. Lamela's got it. Here is a $5 for Seb saving to Super Melon. Thanks, pal. And are you in a gang? Says Ty. I'm not in a gang, actually. Bale puts a cross in. But there are gangs around my area at the moment. Oh, what a ball that was. Why didn't he hit it? Oh, my God! Oh my God! Lamela's just sat me down with the goal of the season. What a goal by Lamela. What a goal by Lamela. I think he's shit, and he's just gone and scored one of the goals of the season. What a technique. Techers. Pure Techers. Tekken 4. This is unbelievable. What a smash and grab goal. Is Jose done? Says Sebastian Bodry. Well, he's well done, because it's a well done to not Manchester United, to Spurs. Comes to Lamela on the edge of the box, and he does this. He does one of those things where you put the foot behind the other foot and hit it. You know, like Maradona did that cross. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. It is so good. I take back everything I've said about Lamela, because that is technique on a different level. That is pure class. That goal is absolutely fantastic from Lamela. I'm not joking. That is brilliant. Oh my God. That is world class techers by Lamela. What a goal. What a goal. That is fantastic. Well, I need to change the score. I mean, look, the thing, this is what I love about football, is that we've got 9,000 of us watching this, and we've just witnessed an absolutely cracking goal that, you know, it doesn't matter whether that's Brighton versus Sheffield United. You want to be seeing a goal like that, and it's absolutely fantastic. I wish I could replicate the technique of it, but if I stand up, you won't be able to see me doing it anyway. I mean, I just sort of like that. But you can't. I mean, I can score a goal like that, but it's an insane goal, says Morton. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant, brilliant goal. The most important thing I would say is that Lamela's only on the pitch because Son went off injured. And second to that, Spurs have been dreadful. They've been absolutely dreadful. Arsenal have been the better team. I felt they'd wasted the opportunity in the box. You know, there's loads of Arsenal players back, but the technique to do it, I think there was a nutmeg in it as well, wasn't it? It went through somebody's legs. We'll see it again at half time. We've only got 10 minutes to wait, but what a finish by Lamela. Absolute. Oh, he's clearly got technique. He's clearly got the ability, hasn't he? I find him, as I said, I think he's shit. I do. But maybe he, I mean, I'm not a Spurs fan, of course, but maybe there are Spurs fans in the live comments who can give us a bit of Lamela insight. Is he just one of those players that has one good game in 20? Because it was absolutely fantastic. And Arsenal will feel it's called a Rabana mark. Arsenal will feel that Smith Rowe hit the post, hit the bar. Lacazette should have scored from the cutback from Smith Rowe. So Arsenal have played the better football. They've had a couple of good chances, but out of nothing, Lamela produces a moment of quality. And how many times do you see that in football as well? Arsenal be gutted. I mean, you can't moan as an Arsenal fan. It's not that you haven't played badly. There's not. I mean, they will moan. They will moan. They are top of the league for moaning about irrelevant things. But actually, Arsenal have been the better team. They've played really well. And that Spurs goal is not about bad defending. It's just a brilliant goal. It's just a brilliant bit of individual brilliance. Watch it again. Who are you going to blame? It goes through the legs of Thomas Partey. You can't moan at anybody there. It's just a brilliant goal. It's got us excited, hasn't it? Eric Lamessi, says Tyrell. But here's Smith Rowe on the left-hand side again. It's another cut back. Why did Lacazette not hit that? Oh, he's at the post again. Cedric. He's at the post. If he had a... Arsenal won't believe this. They've played really well. Here's Saka in the box. Cross comes in. Spurs all over the place at the back. They clear it, but I don't know. It's a mad one. It's a mad one. What's going on here? Crazy stuff. Ty says, Mark reading my comment just made my day. I do try to read the comments out. It's not just super chats. I mean, if you do a super chat, they do tend to get read out. But I do get to read a lot more comments on here because it's a bit, it's not as busy as the United stand. Who's your favourite Arsenal centre-back? I do like Gabriel Viper, to be fair. I would have took him at United, despite the banter he gets. Arsenal are crap, says Mays. I actually think they've played really well. I think that if this was Man United against Spurs, I'd be bloody gutted because you can't really moan about Arsenal players. There's not a mistake there. They've hit the post twice. Lacazette should have scored as well. I mean, here's this chance again. Lovely play by Smith Rowe. Why Lacazette lets that go, I don't know. But then the shot does come in from Cedric and he smacks the post. I don't know why Lacazette didn't hit it, really. But it's a nice hit by Cedric. Have a stretch. Have a drink, have a drive. I've got women on my mind. In the summertime when the weather is fine. That's good for your back. My chiropractor actually said that. Stand up and sing In the Summertime whilst moving your back. It's really good for it. They didn't really. I can't stand Lamela, especially what happened with Martial at the beginning of the season, but you can't knock him at all with that goal. No, I don't like him for the same reason, Sam, but I don't actually rate him that much, but that is a bloody great goal. It is. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. You could watch it. It's one of those goals you could watch again and again and again and again. Fantastic. Well done. Well done, lad. Good goal. That's football. I'm still here. I'm just getting my phone. It's been on charge. Yellow card here. Look at Michael Oliver. Make it about me. Do a slow walk towards it. Do some facial expressions. And then yellow card for Reguilon. What a goal, says James Egan. They're missing Aubameyang, says Aim. They'll bring him on. I think they will bring him on. That was a yellow card as well. Corner to Arsenal here. Sorry, I've just had a little bit of team news. I was trying to understand what that team news meant there. But Arsenal with the cross. Cleared away by Spurs. 5 minutes to go to half time. Why would I go live on the United stand at 5:30? We don't kick off till 7:15. I've never gone live an hour and 45 minutes before the kick-off, Kieran. Hopefully the United stand hasn't got it down as 5:30. No, it hasn't. Anyway, as I said, we've got something very exciting and new visually on the United stand tonight. So make sure you tune in for that. Man United versus West Ham anyway. Watch along for that. We will be doing that. But what a funny old game football is, eh? What a funny old game it really is. Oh, apparently we've hit 339,000 subscribers as well. Thanks very much. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. On the road to 350k. Who knows what this year will lead. I think the Euros will go ahead. Arsenal in the box again. Nice little box. Cross. Goes out for a goal kick. Who do you want to win? From a Man United point of view, I'd love a draw. Doherty is proper craps, says Road to Dawn. And Eddie Robinson says, "Hi Mark. My mum got angry at me for mentioning my dad, but not her on Mother's Day. So can you wish Kate O'Driscoll a very happy Mother's Day?" says Eddie Robinson. There you go. Happy Mother's Day from Eddie to Kate O'Driscoll. A very happy Mother's Day. There you go. That's a nice little message. If you're watching. And Jakob says, if you think about it, Lamela ruined Martial's season. Cross comes in. And it's a goal for Arsenal. Odegaard. And it's only what they deserve. I've got to say, great goal or not, it's what Arsenal deserve. Let's have a look at there. Well, somebody was just saying Doherty's crap. Gets skinned by Tierney. Tierney crosses the ball. It comes to Odegaard. Doherty is crap, isn't he? He looks like he's... I mean, he just looks like he can't be arsed. He looks knackered. He's only played 44 minutes and he looks knackered, Doherty. But it ends up to Odegaard and then it deflects off Alderweireld into the bottom corner. Spurs just don't look at it, do they? They do not look at it at all. But that's a fairness, that is. That is fair. You don't always get a fairness in football, but that is fair. 1-1 is a fair scoreline at half-time. In fact, you might say that Arsenal probably deserve not to be losing, not to be drawing. They deserve to be winning. Thank you for the super chat, Magnus. And also, if you fancy Thai TV shows in other languages, you can watch Delhi Crime on Netflix, available in English and based on a real-life incident, says Shawnook. Hi, Mark. Will you make some delicious chocolate desserts on the Chocolate Cooking with Goldbridge channel, says Paul. Not nice. I do like a good chocolate dessert. We are into stoppage time at the end of the first half here. Fantastic goal by Lamela, but you've got to say Arsenal totally deserve. It would have been harsh on Arsenal. Would have been funny, but it would have been harsh on Arsenal to be going in 1-0 down, to be fair. I love every time another team draws, says Sharath Math Fitness. Banoffee Pie is nice, says Kevin. It is. But I don't think it will end in a draw. I think Arsenal have played really well. They've got a corner here as well. Probably the last sort of action of the game. Odegaard is the new captain for Norway's team, says Jenks112. He's a good player. Hi, can you wish my mum a happy Mother's Day, says Lanky. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest of it because it's a rude name. You think you're clever. You're not. I'm not stupid. But it is half time. Let's have a just stop the clock. Stop the clock. Do you think Lamela's goal goes down as top 10 goal of all time, says Magnus? No. Probably goes down as one of the goals of the season. doesn't go down as one of the best goals of all time. Half time 1-1 then. I mean, look, straight into it. Arsenal were the better team in that half. I think Smith Rowe's played really well. Odegaard's played really well. He's got the goal. And I think Arsenal will feel that they've had 3 really good chances in that game and they've only scored 1. Spurs, really, a wonder goal by Lamela, and that's it. So Arsenal will feel that they are, they don't deserve even to be drawn. Zane says Odegaard and celebrates. But yeah, I think on the balance of that game, watching it, Arsenal should be winning the game and Spurs should feel actually lucky that they're going in 1-1. They'll probably feel a bit unlucky that they're not going in 1-0. But to be honest with you, it's just a bit of brilliance from Lamela and not a brilliant performance from Spurs. Really poor. I mean, somebody was saying in the live comments, thanks Matt Rosblade. It won't be at that time. It'll be a little bit later than that. So, yeah, I think that somebody was saying in the live comments, Doherty's crap. The way he gets beaten by Tierney is terrible. He doesn't look... Mourinho will be fuming with that. It just doesn't look at the races at all. Bale's been quiet. Kane's been quiet. Moore has been quiet. And Dembele and Højbjerg have not got hold of the midfield. The centre-backs look shaky. Spurs just looking like... Every time I watch Spurs, basically, they look like that. I mean, as I said, the starting 11 looks very good on paper, but it doesn't transform onto the pitch. They don't look good. They look second best to Arsenal at the moment. And again, I'd say it again, I'm very excited about this Manchester United-West Ham game tonight, because I think if United win, I can't see that there's a team that's going to take top 4. Like, it's all right. Some United fans are quite negative that, Ollie's not the right man. We could fall out the top 4. But you only fall out the top 4 if this team's good enough to take your top 4 spot. And I'm telling you now, they're not. Everton are inconsistent. Liverpool are all over the place. Spurs, as we've seen, inconsistent. Look, the only real team I'm worried about is probably West Ham tonight. Because at the moment, I think it's going to be Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, and probably Leicester. Because I think even if Leicester bottle it, who's coming through? And we're going to do Wolves versus Liverpool tomorrow night, because I still think Liverpool are good enough to go on a really good winning streak. It's a huge gap to turn around, of course. But if United can win tonight, I just can't see... I can't see Spurs winning it. And it's all right, people saying, well, Man United are inconsistent as well, but they've got the points on the board. You can afford to be a little bit inconsistent if you've got the points on the board, because if everyone else behind you is inconsistent, you're fine. I think what Chelsea have shown is that if you get a manager in and you find that winning consistency, then you get back in the race. I mean, Chelsea didn't have to do a hell of a lot to get back in the top 4 race, did they? Because everybody else is inconsistent. When will you be on the United stand, says Sahil? I'll be on it after this. West Ham won't have their best player in Lingard, says Anathan. Leicester have the points on the board as well, says ONC. Yes, they do. And how do you think West Ham will do at Old Trafford tonight, says Patrick Madden? I think it's interesting because the last couple of times I've seen West Ham play against big clubs, I saw them against Liverpool and they sat back. I saw them against Man United in the FA Cup and they sat back. I think it depends if Moyes is brave. If they're brave, I think West Ham could get something out of it. But of course, I do agree with that previous comment that they are missing their most inspirational player at the moment in an attacking sense. So there we go. I don't know what's going on with Depay on Twitter. It doesn't really seem to make much sense. I think it's probably a glitch or it's a troll. It's a hoax. But I don't really know. I've not been on Twitter this afternoon apart from just to knock tweets out. I love Queen music. Galaxia, yes. West Ham went for it against City and Tottenham, so they might have changed. As Thomas Cornell, I think West Ham have got to go for it. We're vulnerable. We played on Thursday night. They've had a week off. We've got key players out, and we've got some players that are key players that may not even be fit. There's talk that Bruno Fernandes is going to be on the bench, but I can't see how that would happen. Do you have any tattoos? No, Paul DeLuca. What's my opinion on them? I think they look very good on some people. I'm just not a tattoo sort of person, really. Do you like Kiss the band? Not really. And trust me, Rafinha is the one for us, not Sancho. I've watched Leeds past 2 games. He's really good, says Safer-san. And Doherty was never a good defensive player. It was never really shown at Wolves because they play with 3 centre-backs. He's a great attacking player, but Jose doesn't play like that, says Aiden. Well, that's a good point from Aiden, because we've got a player like... we've got Alex... we've got Telles, haven't we? What a goal. There it is from Lamela again. It's just beautiful. You could watch it and watch it and watch it. It's a lovely takedown by Reguilon. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant goal. Watch it again. And he megs Partey as well. Straight into the bottom corner. The power he gets on it. I mean, Reguilon's running behind him going... It is brilliant. The power he gets on it as well. It arrows it in. Like you couldn't hit that better if he'd not done the Rabana or whatever it's called. Just a lovely... How did he get that much power, says Sahil? That's the thing. You couldn't have hit it better if he'd hit it with his right foot, let alone doing it like that. It's just such a good goal. But it's the only thing Spurs have done. It's taken a moment of world-class technique to get Spurs a goal because they've done sod all else. Nothing else. So, what a goal. If Oba was playing, it would be 4-1, says Zane. Well, I think Lacazette's had a couple of chances. Who scored for Arsenal, Kelly? I think it'll go down as an Odegaard goal because it is going towards the goal and it deflects off... I don't know whether it was going in anyway because... Let's have a look at the connection and where it's going. No, I think Lloris was going to save that. It's the deflection off Alderweireld that puts it in. I thought you would be a big Kiss fan. Shout it out loud could be a theme song for one of your channels, says David Nardiola. And they've just shown the chance there from where they've hit the post. Odegaard would not have signed for Manchester United because Manchester United don't like to do those sort of loan deals, and they certainly don't like to do deals with Real Madrid, as we've seen. Aubameyang needs to come on, says Bluff. Well, I mean, look, if you're an Arsenal fan, you just keep doing the same thing and you probably win the game. If you're a Spurs fan, you can't play as bad as that. So, you know, it's 1-1. Maybe it's a game of two halves. What player changes would you make at half-time, says Viper? Well, Spurs have already used one of their substitutions, of course, taking off Son. I mean, what else have they got on the bench? Attacking-wise, you've got Dele Alli, but you're not going to take Lamela off. Bergwijn's injured, isn't he? So they don't really have many attacking options. I mean, they've got Vinicius. He never uses him. A lot of defenders on his bench. Ben Davies, Aurier, Sissoko, Dyer, Winks. They don't really have any attacking changes to make. But they're not making much... I mean, look, the obvious substitution I'd make if I was Arsenal is I'd take Lacazette off and I'd bring Aubameyang on because I think that there's been a couple of opportunities. Thank you. There's been a couple of opportunities for Lacazette that you'd fancy Aubameyang. You've also got Pepe in a game like this. You know, I think Arsenal have got the better attacking bench, definitely. Zane says, Odegaard already doing better than Pogba and Bruno this season. You see, Zane, this is where you ruin yourself. You know, you do. You really do. Sahil says that Bale hasn't been in the game up to now. Well, yeah, but neither's Kane. I mean, is that not are they not just a victim of the same thing that Bruno and Cavani sometimes are at Manchester United, where you don't get the service? If you don't get the service, you know, if you don't put petrol in a Ferrari, it ain't going to drive, is it? So. Fall Guys or FIFA Career Mode, says Mania. I like FIFA Career Mode, which is back tomorrow, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And Doherty is an Arsenal fan, and he's proved it, says BW. I don't know whether that's true. I would 100% take back Jose next season at United, says Safe. God, you must be really fed up with Ollie. And Aurier instead of Doherty, says Max. He might do that because I tell you what, the way that Cherney got past Doherty was scary. It was scary how he just left him. Fan of... I'm not going to read that, Aidan. And how do you think Potter would do with this Spurs squad, says Road to Dawn? Well, it's very difficult because at the end of the day, people used to say this about Eddie Howe, and now he's not got a job. Just because you manage Bournemouth or Brighton well doesn't mean you can manage superstars well. Sometimes, I mean, think of it like that. Could Potter come in and demand the respect of a Harry Kane and a Gareth Bale and a Son? Maybe it's easier for him to do it with players that are, you know, not superstars. I think that's always the question. There's no doubt that he's a good coach, but can they do it with those sort of players? Bale's a double problem. Nothing going forward today and not helping Doherty deal with Smith Rowe and Turney, says David Nardiola. Yeah, and that's something that Jose will notice. Lamela in Football Manager 21 scored a bicycle kick today, and he scored an even more spectacular goal for me today, says Matt W. There you go. There you go. There has been a couple of games today, by the way, in the Premier League. Brighton beat Southampton 2-1. So Southampton losing again. Big 3 points for Brighton. They are down there with Newcastle. I mean, I think Southampton could be in a relegation battle. You know, really do. You got to get to 40 points, and they're only 4 points ahead of Brighton, and Brighton and Newcastle have got a game in hand on them. So, but Leicester with a resounding win against Sheffield United, who are clearly going to go down. Won't be long until that's confirmed for them, really, because they are currently 14 points away from safety, which is 5 wins really, and only 9 games to go. So it won't be long before we're saying cheerio to Sheffield United in the Premier League, who have been absolutely shit this year, haven't they? Biggest problem with United this season is Pogba fitness. If he was fit, we didn't need to see Fred, Tom start all games, says Magnus. Well, Magnus, I disagree with you on that one, because how many times has Pogba been fit and he's still picked McFred and put Pogba on the wing? Can you shout out Austin to bag a hat-trick for his next game? Keep up the work, Mark, says Straight. And thanks very much for the super chats coming in. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We are doing Liverpool Wolves tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and we're doing Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid second leg on Wednesday. Also, remember, Europa League on Thursday, but there will be Champions League and Europa League draws on Friday, won't they? Sorry, I've just had another message about the team. Is it true that Bruno's not starting? I don't bloody well know, do I? When was the last time you went to a United game? Says Safe. God, it nearly is 2 years to the day, because I normally, because I do watch-alongs on the United stand, I normally go to like a 3 o'clock Saturday game towards the end of the season. So I normally go like sort of March, April time. And the last one I went to was... is Drive to Survive on Sky now? I always thought it was on Netflix. Have they moved it? But why is it on Sky Sports? I always thought it was on Netflix. But... yeah, so the last one I went to, I think, was Southampton a couple of years ago. Obviously, we've had... lockdown. I've seen The Shawshank Redemption. There's a substitution here. Oh, Drive to Survive is season 1 and 2 repeat, said Jamie. There you go. Drive to Survive is on Sky, are the old seasons. It is on Netflix. When's season 3 coming out? I do like that. Friday. Okay, thank you very much. So, thoughts on the second half? I think Arsenal will win it. I mean, I'd like a draw, but I think at the moment Arsenal will win it. I mean, because all they can show from Spurs is what is a brilliant goal by Lamela. But Pepe's on for Arsenal, says Dighton. Yes, he is. You're right. We'll confirm who's gone off. I don't know who it will be. Probably taken Saka off then, or maybe he's taken Lacazette off, because I wouldn't have took off Odegaard or Smith Rowe. I think they've played really, really well. So I don't think that will be the case. Odegaard's still on. Pepe is coming on. Yep, Saka's gone off. I don't know what that's all about. Might be an injury. We'll see. Kick off for the second half. I always miss the start of the second half. Timer's up and running. There we go. Yeah, please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone's welcome on here. Liverpool against Wolves tomorrow at Wolves. Big game. I do still think, I don't know what anybody else thinks, I still do think, and it's only because of Liverpool of the last couple of years, and people will say, nah, Mark, they can't do it. They're not the same. I still do think Liverpool are capable of going winning 8 of their last 10, which could just about get them top 4. It might not be enough. It might not be enough, really, because I think Liverpool can only get to 73 points if they win every single game. And if you look at what everybody else is doing at the moment. But Spurs on the attack here. Reguilon, oh, he tried to get Harry Kane in. It didn't quite work. Didn't quite work there. Well, Spurs have got to do better. You can only imagine. I mean, he's made no changes, Mourinho, and I remember Mourinho at Chelsea making substitutes after 20 minutes. So he's not shy to make subs, but I think he's probably said to people, get out there and do it. But from Arsenal, it's just more of the same. Keep doing what you were doing. Good tackle there, Reguilon. I do like Reguilon. I think already in this first couple of minutes, Spurs looking a bit better. Couldn't do any bloody worse, I tell you that. What's your favourite athlete outside of football? Says Mr. Majax. I don't know, really. I think Ronaldo scored again. Ronaldo back to Real Madrid. Well, they're again, you know, Real Madrid are the sort of club that would go and back and get him, wouldn't they? Because they won't mess around. Saka's got a hamstring injury apparently, says Samyak. Okay, thank you very much for letting us know. Roger Federer is good, Ryux, yeah. Son went off as well. Could be an injury for him as well. I mean, which, look, you know, if Son's out for 6 weeks, then that damages Spurs' season as well. I think that the last few... This is why I think points on the board is really important, because if you... Here's Smith Rowe again up against Davinson Sanchez. Good tackle, Davinson Sanchez. This is why points on the board is really, really important if you're Leicester, Man United, because you might pick up injuries that damage your points tally. So it's always good to have points on the board, isn't it? Any manager will always say that. Games in hand, I'd rather have points on the board. Chilled Mills wants a shout out. Van Helsing says, thoughts on Andreas Pereira? Crap. To be honest, well, I mean, look, don't ever call a footballer crap, but he's not Manchester United stand-up. And 21st incoming, I think you're spot on. He says the next 2 months will be about who carries less injuries. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yes, United stand is on tonight. We've got Manchester United against West Ham. big game. It's actually a top four game, isn't it? Really, whereas this isn't. Harry Tilson says, I thought injuries didn't matter when it came to Liverpool. I actually haven't ever said that myself, and I don't even like Liverpool. They're our biggest rival, but I've always said that it's a massive problem when you're missing all your centre backs. Good run by Bale here. Good cross. Nobody's going to get that on the back post. What's your score prediction tonight, Mark? Says Sam. I think I've gone for a draw, but I think it'd be fantastic if Man United can get the win. Yeah, Wolves against Liverpool tomorrow night. Yeah, we're doing that. I wouldn't normally do it, but I just think it's such a big game. It's such a big game for Liverpool. I mean, if you look at the league table as it stands, there's a free kick here. The league table as it stands, you've got Spurs would go up to 46. Liverpool on 43. They would be... If they beat Wolves tomorrow, they would be 5 points off Chelsea. Now, that's fourth place. They'll still feel they've got a chance of catching Chelsea. But I don't know whether Chelsea will give up that many points. So you've then got to look at Leicester. If Liverpool win tomorrow, they're still 10 points off Leicester. So that's a lot of points to make up with 9 games to go. But if anybody can do it, Liverpool can. And if you look at Liverpool's running, they've got Wolves tomorrow, then they've got Arsenal, then they've got Villa, then they've got Leeds, then they've got Newcastle, then they've got Manchester United, then they've got Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, Palace. Their last 3 games of the season, I think they'll take 9 points. Maybe in their last 4. But April's not very easy for Liverpool, and they've got Champions League football. So it's a huge, huge challenge for Liverpool to do it. But I think that if they don't win tomorrow, then they won't do it. Yeah, Dan James starts for Manchester United. It's like saying butter goes on bread. It's obvious. I mean, how can he not start for Manchester United? I tell you what, I'm going to put a tweet out. Watch this. Watch my tweet. I'm just taking the piss. I just like to take the piss. I'm not going to say what I said. I'll put it on Twitter today. Mark, I think confusion is coming because the US went into change today, and over here it says you're about to go live in about 5 minutes. I am South Pole of Sports. I'm going live in 5 minutes on the United Stand. I'm just going to move from here to the United Stand. I'm still doing a watch along for this, but I'll be on the United Stand. So I will be moving over in a moment with the same screen. We'll just go over onto the United Stand. I've dropped the link in the video description as well. So I'm still doing Arsenal Spurs, but I'm moving over to the United Stand ahead of the game. It's a bit like going from BBC One to BBC Two. Remember, they'll do join us on the other channel where we're going to carry on. That's what we're going to do. Can you shout out to Mumbai F City? Says Sharaths. Well, I've done it now because you've asked me to do it. Yeah, people are reading my tweet. I'm taking the piss because I like tweeting out that Dan James is starting today is basically like saying Harry Maguire's going to start today. It's very, very obvious, isn't it? Sod it. I may as well just do this change now. Right, I'm going to stop this stream. I'm going to go live on the United Stand. It's still going to be Arsenal Spurs on, but we'll be talking about the Man United game as well as we get to it. So get over there. Links in the video description. I'll see you there in a minute.